Hey everybody, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Sorry I was 30 minutes late, so I had to push the live back. But we're here to talk about. I'm back though. I'm back, and I did prepare an essay for you guys before we get into all the dramatics of it. I did prepare an essay, so it's about 5 minutes long, so you guys can kind of get the backdrop of what I'm going to talk about tonight. Um, so I just been busy in another sector. I've been busy, with a lot of personal stuff in a whole nother space. And I love being in the Latrice Island sector. And so I had my hands tied up with a lot of stuff going on up in a whole nother space. And, I'm back now. So, last time, I think it was around December, I remember Myjahnee was saying that she was backing off. She wasn't going to do the copyright thing. Remember the CCB claims and things like that was going to take place? Well, me and 74 put a stop to that. And I'm going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about the copyright strikes, or the strike that we have on her already. So, we struck Myjahnee. Myjahnee got struck. Okay, she could feel however she want to feel about it. I did go over there today and listen to her live. I did it just like, oh my God, it just drained my soul listening to her. But she's very arrogant. She even said that she's going to take my template that I wrote for the counterclaims for 74, and that she was going to do that to get the video back up and things like that. But I mean, that's cool. That's cool. So sometimes you just can't educate your enemy. You know what I'm saying? So we're just going to let her do what she want to do. And that definitely was not transformative use. That was a person stealing 74's content. You heard no other voice but 74's, period, from her copyright, from her channel, period. And it just was not like, what was the transformative work other than you just taking her stuff? All right. So let me go ahead and get into it. I'm gonna play this, and we're gonna get started. So I'm gonna let y'all listen to the video essay for a minute. I'm gonna take care of a few things, and I'll be right back. And after this, it should be like 4 minutes. If not, I'll be back in less than 4 minutes.
Viewed collectively, they raise academic questions concerning digital amplification and audience influence. Researchers who study online communication frequently observe that repetition itself can alter perception.
Please hit that like button for me, guys.
Once may be treated as an allegation or opinion. A statement heard repeatedly can begin to feel accepted simply through familiarity. Human psychology naturally responds to repetition. This phenomenon is sometimes called the illusory truth effect, in which repeated exposure can increase perceived credibility regardless of whether additional evidence has been presented. Because of this, individuals who possess large audiences or positions of perceived authority often carry greater responsibility in shaping narratives. Another important element involves the role of titles and perceived expertise. Society often associates certain professions with credibility and authority. Titles such as doctor, judge, officer, and attorney naturally carry psychological weight. People tend to assume specialized knowledge and legitimacy when these titles are present. As a result, public commentary coming from someone associated with a legal profession may be interpreted differently than commentary from an ordinary content creator. Viewers may unconsciously assign additional authority to statements based solely upon the identity of the speaker. This observation does not suggest wrongdoing. Instead, it raises an ethical consideration regarding influence. If legal language or legal identity enters highly emotional internet spaces, audiences may struggle to distinguish among advocacy, opinion analysis, entertainment, and factual evidence. In highly charged environments, those distinctions can become increasingly blurred. Another issue that emerges from the transcript involves the discussion of deeply personal matters. Domestic violence allegations occupy an especially sensitive category within society because even discussions surrounding such matters can affect emotional well-being, family relationships, personal safety, housing, employment, and future legal proceedings. Researchers and victim advocates often note that individuals connected to traumatic experiences may fear public exposure as much as the original incident itself. Shame, humiliation, and repeated public attention can create secondary emotional consequences. Within the transcript, recurring references appear concerning personal events and alleged interactions involving police or family conflict. While the exact context surrounding every statement may remain disputed, the broader pattern raises important questions regarding secondary effects. If intensely personal experiences become recurring online content, individuals involved may experience continuing emotional stress simply through repetition and public exposure. This leads to a broader societal issue involving the distinction between commentary and participation. Historically, observers and journalists maintained a degree of separation from events they covered. Digital culture increasingly complicates that distinction. Live streams involve real-time reactions.
All right, y'all. So I'm back. So, yeah, I got to go with the dramatics. So basically, so I've been away. So let me go ahead and talk about that, right? So I would have came back a lot earlier. I had someone, so my girlfriend had her whole issue with the fire. If y'all didn't know, she lost her place. And her original sector, I'm not going to go into too much details about it, but some kind of way I got caught up over there in their bullshit, what I'm saying, just to say the least. So in that time, one of my former moderators, who's a doctor, he's a doctor, another form of Myjahnee, what I'm saying, decided to, I guess, become my op and clout chase and things like that. So the last live I did was about, it was about that charitable organization. So this lady really thought that I really had a heart for the beef sector and being in the beef sector, and it's to the contrary, what I'm saying? So she was spent $500 or whatever, But anyway, they was trying to weaponize this woman that has autism, that claims to have autism. And after looking into her organization, what we found is that in the past, from 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, she only spent 5% of the money, and almost an estimate of $300,000 came to her through government grants and private donations, however it came. But only 5% of that money was spent in charitable as far as charitable distributions. All right. So the lady had a lot to say. She's autistic. She's a victim. And I was on a panel discussing something with a whole nother content creator, and that person tried to interject into the conversation, and they got their feelings hurt. And I said, listen, you're going to run around and say that you're a victim. And that's exactly what happened. So I was straightening up a little mess with that. So I would have been back a lot earlier. I did get notice that Myjahnee was over there. But anyway, that's done. So I did get notice that Myjahnee was back on her, her bullshit. I heard she was over there talking about Octavius, or Prime, as she called me. Is not around. He don't care for 74. No, I had my hands full in a whole nother space, dealing with some stuff that was very serious concerning my girlfriend and the loss of her place, and people trying to mess with her. Okay, so now that I'm over that, I'm back over, and I'm looking at the content that Myjahnee is putting out, and I really be hoping for the best for our black people that have degrees. Y'all know that, even though Myjahnee has been nothing but nasty to me, threatening the police on me, saying I was practicing law without a license. You know what I'm saying? At one point, didn't she go down to the police station and call the police on me, call the West Palm Beach Police Department and all that on me, like she's doing 74, like she's doing a victim of domestic violence, supposedly, as she putting it out, as she's proudly putting it out as a third-party attorney that's out of state that has nothing to do with it. And I just be asking myself, like, don't you want to run for mayor or, city councilman or something. I mean, like when they say that you're a failed attorney, it gives a lot of credence to that. I should be good now. I should be in the green now. Y'all, thank y'all for letting me know. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you for texting me. All right. So I was on the wrong Wi-Fi. So like I said, yeah. So what happened was around December, we actually did when she was talking about she was going to go to court with 74. So I don't know if y'all heard everything I said, but if y'all want me to start up, I can. So, like, I just want to say that, yeah, when I came back, right, I came when I think it was on December. It was like the last video I did on Myjahnee. It may have even been before that. So, can y'all hear me? Just let me know. Everything should be good on my side. Just let me know if y'all can hear me. All right. So I'm assuming that y'all can hear me. Okay, cool. All right. So yeah. So let me start over then, since y'all didn't hear everything I said. Thank y'all so much. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Y'all do a great job with that, even before we went live. Thank you so much. But anyway, so back in December, 74 and Myjahnee supposed to have this date in court. And I told 74, I said, the whole thing, remember all that drama about she was going to go to the CCB? Well, she wanted to see it through. And the problem was, in the original copyright lawsuit that she had, was that it was transformative work. Even the photo itself was edited, and there was her voice, 74, talking over the clip, a small portion of the content from Myjahnee. And I told 74, I said, I'm gonna do a motion so powerful that it's gonna basically make it almost impossible for her to explain to the court that they should move forward with the case. And the problem was, in the original case, was that there was no excuse for her to even have a copyright claim before the CCB, because what 74 did was 100% transformative work, and also a frame from I think it was a U-Haul van, and outside it was a frame shot from the video. So that's an extremely small portion of the content. It was complete transformative work. And I think there was even something to do with the picture as well. Complete transformative work. Also, Myjahnee couldn't even show where she lost any money because of the copyright claim that she put on 74 in the beginning last year. All right. So remember, she was like, she was going to back off. She's going to like go somewhere, do her thing, mind her business. She had this whole little mental breakdown, you know what I mean? And she said she dropped the case and things like that. So now what she's been doing, she's been targeting 74. 74 has some issues. Okay. Who doesn't have issues with a family? And Myjahnee has taken upon herself as an attorney. And like I said, it's mind blowing for an attorney to do what she's doing, because what she's doing is she's looking like an internet troll. Okay. This is what trolls do. Okay. Getting a criminal record, also being an attorney, and actually antagonizing the victim, to antagonize the victim, the mom of the alleged of the son and the victim in the situation. Regardless of how it is, 74 is the victim in the situation, and she's being targeted by an officer of the court. Okay. And also in that live stream that she did today, she was heckling basically about the fact that she's 74 is getting a lot of police visits. Okay. Now 74 is a victim of what she's putting out, domestic violence, from what she's putting out, and she loves to put it out, right? And Myjahnee may think that that's one, like an angle where I'm doing it, I'm redacting certain information and things like that. But the intent behind what you're doing is clear. And it's the intent is, it's not to educate, it is to antagonize. And your live stream today, you're there showing that you're trying to use that court case in 74's situation for being the victim in that situation. And you're weaponizing that information, constantly going live every other day, clout chasing, getting attention, and also bragging about how you struck her. Like, not saying you struck her page, but we pretty much know what happened with that, right? So, so we're gonna fight fire with fire, okay? So I didn't want to come live unless I gave y'all some results. The copyright is one of the first results. There is ir pluralis unum. That's one of many. Okay. So what that means is, you know what I'm saying? There's so many things. I'm not going to give y'all the details on my black belt understanding of, you know, the strike game. Okay. And so we're going to handle that. All right. We definitely going to handle that. And, but like my whole thing is with Myjahnee, it's like, they call you the field attorney. And I gotta say, like, it's like it's true, right? Because you're using your powers of being an officer of the court and being a licensed attorney. All right. Last I checked, you was a licensed attorney. All right. To go online, find someone, even if you don't like them, like, where is the worry for your career? Okay. Where is the worry about when you're like 50 years old and you want to run for mayor or city councilman or state senator or something like that, or represent the Black Caucus or some shit? You know what I mean? You know, some upscale bougie, you know what I'm saying, type shit, you know what I mean? Boule shit, you know what I mean? You basically are just like sabotaging any form of your rise later on in life because of the kind of activity that you're participating in here online. And it's perplexing. You're in the gutter. You're friends with Judge Fifi, who squat Holmes, who just lost a court case for being a cyber stalker. Okay? Who attacks people, who docks people, who put out people's information, who twist lies, defame people. So you're friends and you're cohorts with people that are defamers, you know what I mean, lost in court behind that type of shit, you know what I mean, and this is going to follow you the rest of your life. And it's like, when it's like, say that you lost in court with that whole civil case in California, that civil rights case or whatever it was, you lost against your job, basically, and it does seem like you just gave up on yourself. You know, it does look like you're in a depression, that you're like using what you have to come out here and pick on working class women. Now, you want to show that skyline, that beautiful skyline and that apartment and things like that. You know what I'm saying? That's everybody seeing, you know, showing your wealth. But see, what I do notice though, right? See how the camera's on me? And I'm embracing my age. I got my braids and my beard. I could put on some Benjing and dye my hair. I got all my teeth. My hair is all there. I can do that. But what I notice about you, you love to have the camera reversed, showing everything but yourself. You'll show your daughter. You'll show your sister. You'll show your mother. You know what I'm saying? You'll show everything else within the past year but yourself. And it just looks like you in a deep, dark depression. It looked like you enjoy being an internet troll. Okay? And a bad one at that. So, like in another sector, right? Yeah, studio apartment, right? So, yeah, so I've been on a striking spree. I've been on a striking spree in a whole other sector as well. So people felt like they want to use my images. And so, you know, I got some privacy planks. I done laid a few people down. You know what I mean? So I got like 3 privacy planks on one clown and 2 on another. You know what I mean? Everything going through. So Right now, Myjahnee, we are in a whole different atmosphere. We're in a whole different. Google Gemini is watching everything that we're doing. It's not stupid. It knows when you're targeting someone, and that's exactly what you're doing. It knows when you're weaponizing information and also identifying people that are not public figures for your financial gain and benefit. And all of those things will be incorporated, not just copyright striking. I know you can laugh at that. All right. But the whole thing is you're going into the dark realm of privacy issues. Okay. Like you really think that you're really doing something. And like what you did today, if 74 did want to take you to court for that compilation video of just her content, and it didn't show any form of transformative work, you will lose in court, in copyright court, if she decided to do so. Okay? If she decided to do so, you would absolutely lose. So you already know how you doing, Manifest Reality. You see, speak to everybody. TT, what's going on? Simply Me, what's going on? Dominique Lewis, what's going on? Rhonda, what's going on? Vicky Gal Harris, what's going on? Ali, what's going on? TP Reacts, Terry Cody, Loretta Rivers, Day One, Gonna State, who else? Kiva Gillard. I think I spoke to Terry Cody already. I did. Let me see who else here. All right. Cassie, of course. What's going on, Cassie? Cassie always drop it down. Day One. All right. Let's see who else. Make sure I got everybody I can see. All right. BDL Family Matters. What's good? So yes. So yeah. Myjahnee, you know, I'm gonna let 74 do all of the talk game, because that talk game done hurt you, baby. You know what I mean? You a hell of a man, you could dig in a nigga life. You know what I mean? You could dig in a nigga. We know you can dig in a nigga life. You know what I'm saying? And put your sauce on it, and your lies and your wicked imaginations and things like that. And I can't wait for 74 to come back and just go ahead and give you that verbal ass whipping. You know what I'm saying? Verbal, okay? Verbal, because oh my God, Octavius, he's saying that he's gonna be attacked. I'm gonna go be attacked. Oh my God, I gotta call the police because he said he's gonna get a verbal behind whipping. Oh my God, crime is over there attacking me. Okay, it's metaphorically, okay. You know what I'm saying? But talking to you, got see with people like that, you got to say that. And with these people, some of these people are dangerous that have degrees, because they will take air in just a little bit of something. They'll take a little bit of what you say. As you already know, 74 going through it. You know what I'm saying? I just had this bum doctor of whatever, I guess, of PE or something like physical education. I don't know what it was. You know what I'm saying? They have a non-for-profit that was talking big trash about me and my girlfriend, and saying that we didn't start the street sector. Everybody know that we started the street sector. Kiki, main person, started the street sector. All right. So it had two stories where it died, and everybody quit it and said it wasn't going to be that. And then I kept the content going. You know, that's how I named myself the Emperor. So I went through this whole ordeal. That's why it took me a time to even come back and start talking on content I care about, because I would have been back a week earlier, but I had this person trying to clout chase my name, a PhD doctor, okay, that claims they got autism, conveniently claims they got autism, but know how to go to the government to get money. And I was saying that this person did not give nothing but 5% of almost $300,000 back to the community. And while we was in the street set, this lady was my moderator, right? She was my moderator. And I think for like a year and a half, she was my moderator. And she was like, she was okay, or you know, but you could kind of see something is a little off or whatever. And so in her situation, She got almost $300,000 from the government from 2000. I guess from the government or private donors, however she got it. She got almost $300,000 and only spent 5% of the money received. And what was said about her in the street sector was that there was this guy named A.T. Vaughn, all right, that she did help him with housing, get him on food stamps, and they actually met up. Just so happened this was what the women were saying in the street sector. There was the critics. Now, you do anything in the public, you're going to have critics. You can't help what critics are saying. All right. And then she also offered to adopt the children that the guy had. And basically, her and the guy that met up, just so happened, the women think that the guy's attractive. He got hazel eyes. He like 6'4" with braids and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And she talked about it herself, how they met up, and it was consensual meetup between two adults and things like that. All that. So you look at the records and the finances. What I found out, because I heard about it, because these non-for-profits they're open to everybody. I'm gonna get back to Myjahnee in a second, just let you know. And then I said it's only 5% of the money that she ever received, almost up to 300,000. I'll say 282,000 or 281,000 since from 2021 to 2024. Only 5% of that money was spent. I think around maybe it's around $16,000 of the 300,000 was spent in contributions. You know what I'm saying? Charitable contributions, right? And I exposed that in the last live on this channel, and everything was AI fact checked. And that lady was over there threatening to sue me, saying I'm slandering her, all this kind of stuff. But she was following me around over in the beef sector, trying to buy me down off panels and stuff like that, which was, who cares? So I had to deal with that, and I had to do a little research to get that monkey off my back. You know what I'm saying? Now we back over here. And I love the Latrice Island sector. You know what I'm saying? When I drop down in 74's chat or Rita's chat, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing but love. I spent 10 minutes just typing and saying hello back to everybody. You know what I'm saying? And it's nothing but love in this space. You know what I'm saying? And I also enjoy, these kind of conversations where I could be more of a nerd when it comes to dealing with Myjahnee, because she's always trying to overtalk and over-explain and also getting a lot of the laws wrong and using her position as a lawyer, a licensed attorney, to intimidate, in my opinion, working class women, well-to-do working class women. You know what I'm saying? And while at the same time getting with some of the most gutter people on the internet. All right? Some of the biggest throwaways, some of the biggest pieces of trash, like Judge Fifi, okay, that have ever hit the internet. And I'm just waiting on that judgment to get finalized, okay, with 74 in that situation. So whenever 74 gets that judgment in writing, where it's in favor of, whenever I get that copy, Judge Fifi, any channel that she have will be terminated, okay, because it's her activity is tied to YouTube, okay. And 74, what kind of lawsuit was that? I think it was a defamation case, right? Yeah. I don't know if she's here still. Yeah, let me know what kind of case. But I think it was a defamation case. But when we get that, we definitely gonna go ahead and eliminate those channels. Okay, so it's gonna be a changing of the guard. Okay, like people deserve to come online and just do their thing. You know what I'm saying? Now the pressure, I guess, that she feel like she putting on 74 is only because 74 hasn't been live, and You know what I mean? And like she was also disturbed today because I heard over on Rita's channel about the video of her mom talk about sanitation issues and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Some embarrassing shit, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to her and her alone that her mama put out about her. All right? It really don't get that. It really don't get that low. It's nothing lower than that. Feel me? And so, you know, we'll see. You know, like right now, I'm not really dragging her, but I just want to let y'all know, yeah, I'm back. I'm in the fray. I'm watching. You know what I mean? I'm going to be doing street sector content as well and political content. So, like, when y'all see me do the Donald Trump thing, I'm not a Donald Trump supporter. So, feel free to drop down. What it is that I'm talking about the content of what they're doing, the U.S. government doing, and Donald Trump is my content also on this channel. So that's the thing with that too. Just to let y'all know where I'm at with things. Oh yeah, stalking. Okay. Malicious doxing, harassment, and stalking. So yeah, so we're gonna get rid of, like, anytime we see Judge Fifi online, when I get my hands on that judgment, I'm going to write YouTube legal, and every channel that Judge Fifi has will be terminated. All right, okay. Now in the black sector, they're trying to get VS. Y'all know her. Y'all threw her out y'all sector, right? They're trying to get VS terminated off YouTube, right? And but in this case, and a whole lot of people getting together to try to do that, I'm not part of that. But I will personally guarantee you that Judge Fifi will be eliminated from the platform, and she will never have a monetized channel. Okay? We're going to do that. We're going to do that. Okay? Because we got a judgment. Let me go ahead and read what it says. Malicious doxing, harassment, and stalking. And she weaponized YouTube as a way she did the same thing to me. You know what I mean? Yeah, we did it. She did the same thing to me. So yeah, and see, like, they say that now. They say that Judge Fifi got some forms of mental issues. All right, and see, this is where their family need to come into the point. Their family need to come into the fray. All right, because see, I'm not responsible for your family member getting out here doxing me, or doxing 74, or doxing you. Okay, I don't care. And just like that judge in court, what they're going to do is they're going to say, okay, well, they're going to look like the attorney's going to, your attorney that's pro you, if you talking about I got all kind of autism and delayed issues and ADHD, PTSD, all that kind of shit, they're going to look at, okay, cool. If you took somebody's life, they're going to say, okay, cool. All right, you took somebody's life. Was it premeditated? Yes, it was premeditated. Premeditated design. Yes, it was premeditated design. All right. That's how they're going to look at it. They're going to say it's premeditated design. Okay, cool. All right. Did they do the process of breaking and entering while in a dwelling while doing that? Yes, they did. You know what's going to happen? They're going to give that autistic person life without the possibility of parole or even the death penalty, or they might not give them death penalty just because of the mitigating factors, because of their trauma, their childhood trauma, or they've been touched as a child. That judge ain't going to give a damn. And the judge going to say, by the state of Florida, by the statutes of the state of Florida, and I understand that there's mitigating factors here, but the statute in the state of Florida limits me, and the minimum is life without the possibility of parole for first-degree murder. Okay? Due to the mitigating factors, I'm going to also I'm going to actually reduce the sentence for the breaking and entering from 25 years to 15 years to run consecutive with the life term. Okay, so the white folks downtown, they don't give a damn about your mental illness. Okay, and I ain't finna care about your mental illness as well. Okay, that judge, now go and watch them judge shows, because everybody a victim of childhood sexual trauma. They're a victim of child abuse. They were homeless. They was under the influence of drugs, alcohol, a whole bunch of shit. But when it comes down to it, okay, when it comes down to it, don't know how to judge me. That judge gonna say I'm limited by the statutes of the state of Florida, and due to the mitigating factors, the issue of 25 years for robbery and breaking and entering, I'm going to give the minimum of 15 years instead of 25 years, and these sentences shall run consecutively with the life term. So the nigga, how the hell? How did you benefit? Okay, you got to serve a life sentence, which is forever. Okay, with another sentence that's you serving consecutively for robbery, and you got it down because of the mitigating factors. Okay, so they play games with you, nigga. You gonna do life without the possibility of parole. You know you're not gonna get a special cell. They might give you a special cell that will give you your pills. Okay. And so I'm just using that as an example about Judge Fifi and the criminality that she has been participating in online. All right. And like I said, all I need is that paperwork, and you know what I'm saying? We're going to make sure we get that minutes off the platform. We're going to make sure that minutes ain't going to get no memberships. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be a whole hater out here when it comes down to Judge Fifi. Okay. We're going to be a whole hater out here. And we're just going to go by the laws. What was it? What was the case took place? It took place. It took place in what was it? I think she lived in Chicago or Denver, Colorado. I don't know. But anyway, where is that? You know what I'm saying? By the laws of the state of Illinois, okay, we're gonna write YouTube legal, and we're gonna make sure you are terminated indefinitely. Okay, you'll never see a YouTube check in the name of Felicia ever again. All right, and there should be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Oh yeah, and also it's like, Myjahnee, why are you putting yourself in all of that? Like, although you like a licensed attorney, right? And like, don't you got something to worry about with that case when it comes down to your civil rights lawsuit that you lost? All right. And I remember your mama dropped down one day. My daughter ain't lose that case. She ain't lose that case. You don't know what you talk about. You and your robot, Mr. Prime. You know, I don't know what you talking about, my daughter. And remember say that robot was going. It said that robot can't. We couldn't take that robot to court. Well, that robot made it where 74 didn't have to go to court with you for that CCB board shit that you tried to do with that copyright claim. So the robot, all right, and I programmed the shit out. I was on that clickety clack with that robot. I was clickety clack with that robot, and I programmed that robot, and that robot was like Commander Data from Star Trek Next Generation, and it laid your ass down. It made it so complicated. You looked at that shit, and you was like goddamn, that shit was like, nigga, you had to be a Harvard Law School professor to break that goddamn code, okay? I coded that shit so goddamn good, you know what I'm saying? I programmed that robot so good. I said 74, by the time she see this, I said, we already know it was under the auspices of fair use, all right? I said, so I had a motion to court. And that mean that you had the response to show that fair use. And that's one of the issues of YouTube, too, is that the copyright system is broken. Y'all don't know that. So when a person does use fair use, and when a person do a copyright takedown, they have to also give a reason by law, because I think it was in March this year. In March of this year, with the copyright, the Supreme Court said that basically, I don't know if it's the Supreme Court, but one of the Supreme Courts around the country, one of the federal courts said, basically, in the takedown, you got to give a reason. The copyright holder has to give a reason why it is not fair use in order for the takedown to be effective by law, right? So, in the case now with 74, I played the video. Regardless of any overlays, there was no interjection, there was no voice added, there was straight content. And I think I saw I think I seen like the cartoon of Renee Reacts as an overlay for like a split second in the video. And I downloaded it for safekeeping. Because I say, since I'm going to basically get it down. But basically, if 74 do want to go through that with you, and you take use of the CCB board, and you can lay yours out, where yours was fair use, because 74 loved to talk. She was talking like a motherfucker all over that goddamn video. And even that, you know what I'm saying? And that picture was, I think the copyright that you did on the community wall, it was transformed as well. Everything was transformed. Your stuff was straight gangster. It could be the thing. It could be hit alone for audio. For her voice alone was copyrighted alone, just like they do music on here. All right, the music I played earlier, I'm going to get a copyright notification at some point. You know what I'm saying? Because I use some music. That music allows me to share the revenue with the stream. How you doing, Vegas? All right. So, but Myjahnee, you playing a very dangerous game. You are right now antagonizing a victim, and from what you're putting out of domestic violence, regardless of who it is. And it does not look good for you as an officer of the court. Just like it didn't look good for that doctor from the other sector. Okay? The doctor of physical education. Okay? I don't know what she was, a doctor of Plato or whatever the fuck it was. All right? The lady got, in that situation, the lady got mad because now the lady got mad and said Octavius lying on her. Now she was told a shitload of lies on me. She said I was on Ozempic, talking about my girlfriend, talking about shit about my girlfriend's health, all kinds of shit. They kept calling me all kind of names, right? And I did use the word retarded. Okay, did use the word retarded, which is a scientific term. And sometimes retardation is tied to autism. Okay? You know? And it may have triggered somebody. Yeah, I got aggravated. But it may have triggered somebody. Nevertheless, right? What I put out about that lady was absolutely true. She validated and she said, my organization don't have to give out a goddamn penny if we don't want to. Basically saying she getting $100,000 because she is her. Okay? She go to speaking events and I'm like, okay, well shit. I'm a better speaker than you. Because you got to use my name to get clout on the internet. Then talk about your organization. Okay? So I don't know what's going on with these mad doctors, these mad PhDs, these mad attorneys and things like that. But Octavius got the answer for you, baby. Okay? I got the answer for you. I got the robot ready. All right? We got the robot ready. And we ready to go ahead and just get you up out of here. You know what I'm saying? It's just going to be like that. All right? Yeah, she got her feelings hurt. She had all it was. That lady got her, the doctor lady, she got her feelings hurt. You know, because she was out of pocket with what she did. But nevertheless, so the strike game is coming through. Let me go ahead and show y'all some proof on that. So we striking. You know what I mean? YouTube is providing us a whole nother way. You know what I'm saying? To lay these haters down. You know what I'm saying? To get them out of here and all of that. All right. Make sure I've got everything. I saw some text messages, so let me go and make sure. And like even with 74, like one of the first conversations I had with her, right, as a friend, I said, listen, if it ain't your property, don't use it. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't your property on YouTube, don't use it. It's always a reason. Like you allow a nigga in. You know what I'm saying? Just even that harassment that Myjahnee was doing. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't even know this right here. So I had one guy, he was up there talking shit about me. And he talked about that privacy plan. I didn't even look at my email. So let me find one of them I know I just got. Let me see. Sometimes they get buried. Let me make sure. Oh, that's on a whole nother profile. Yeah, so that's on my other email. Hold on. I'm gonna get some of the privacy planks that I went through, y'all. I'm gonna just make sure that we ain't getting no personal information is revealed. But yeah, I've been hitting people, man. I've been hitting people. And the thing about what Myjahnee is doing over there, she's violating 74's privacy. And she's violating her son's privacy. And I'm like I said, I'm going through it with a fine-tooth comb, taking my time about it, going through the videos. So Myjahnee, I'm gonna be in your clouds. I'm gonna watch you. You can tell me hello. I won't drop down, but I'm gonna watch you, and I'm gonna make sure what you're doing. I might even get a membership. Okay, I might even get a whole membership, and so I can sit there and watch the videos that you put on membership. I'm gonna become a member and everything. All right. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to donate to the membership fund, the Cash App is posted. I think it is. You know, Octavius Prime 1. And then I'll get a membership to Myjahnee under my main account. And I'm going to be right there. I'm going to be right there looking at everything you got going on, baby. You know what I'm saying? Because you thought that Octavius Prime wasn't around and you were going to do all this copyright shit. You're going to be striking pages. You know what I mean? Y'all was over there running amok, doing all kind of goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? So let me go here. All right, I'm gonna show y'all this. So I'm gonna show y'all can see the date on it. So I've been over there. Thank y'all. Thank you so much for the. Thank you 74 for being a member. Let me make sure. Did I give out any of this? Okay. Thank you for the super chat 74. All right. Thank you so much. All right. So I'm gonna show and prove to y'all, right? So my stuff been so effective. They hit me. YouTube made a mistake on one of my videos that I was like saying somebody stole my picture. All right. Oh, I'm on OBS, so things take time. Hold up, y'all. All right, here we go. Right. All right, y'all can see that. Hold on, I'm gonna take this picture down. Take this up. Okay. So what y'all see right there? So Octavius laying niggas down. Okay. You laying niggas down. Yeah, so we ain't playing no games, baby. And this is a whole nother matter. Okay? So I just been off in the cut, you know what I'm saying, getting my stuff more perfected. You know what I'm saying? Getting my wins up and things like that. And like I said, I haven't been striking in a minute. But like sometimes, like, you know, people heard about me, right? And it's like they think that, okay, everything cool. Everything's easy going. I'm gonna blow it up even more for y'all to feel. Okay, you see, that was today at 9:29 a.m. 10 hours ago. So we have removed the material in question for a privacy violation, and they did apply a community guideline strike to that dude or whoever I put that on. And like I said, I've been doing many lately. I think people thought, okay, it's cool. And what Myjahnee was over there saying, she could go ahead and re-upload, and she could get a whole nother YouTube channel. And Myjahnee, let me just tell you something. That is easy for me. If you want to do that, that's fine. You know, me doing these privacy complaints don't take me no more than less than 3 minutes. It don't take that long. It don't take long for me. Okay? That's just one of them. So that was at 10 a.m., right? And I think they rolled out 2 of them on this today, and I got one yesterday. So YouTube know that people are just using people's likeness, and also when it comes down to celebrity, right? Of celebrity in most states. So this also falls under state law in accordance with federal law. All right. So in the state of Florida, for example, you have the right of celebrity, right? Now it could be argued under the auspices of fair use, where if somebody take your still photo or whatever, and they do a video and they do the proper whatever, then yeah. But then at the same time, if it's under the auspice of harassment and bullying and threatening and harassing, then it really doesn't fall under fair use. That's a whole nother thing. I mean, there's a way that it could be done and it still fall under that, but I'm not gonna give y'all that game. But as you see, yeah, we on a whole little strike thing, and Myjahnee is wide open. She wide open, and like I would love to come out here to be the ghetto attorney and gloat over her, and gloat how smart and intelligent I am. You know what I'm saying? Because that paperwork whooped her ass in December of last year, 2025. She had to give up the case. You know what I'm saying? And right now, yeah, the copyright was a tap on the hand. You know what I'm saying? That was some immediate stuff or whatever. It was immediate. But if you put it back up, cool. You put that same video back up, I guarantee you it'll be down by the next day or next 2 days. You'll be wasting your time building up Google accounts, and you're going to be spending at least 20 minutes to set up an account, set up a YouTube account, that amount of time, and all I'm going to do is copy and paste the information I already have in the studio, and we're going to strike you again. And if I wanted to, I can go ahead and send you a nasty privacy strike, okay? And that's something that you don't see coming. All right? So I don't have no problem going ahead and just like, whatever. But you out of pocket. You can't drag. You're not a hell of a comedian and shit. You know what I'm saying? You're vulgar. You're nasty. And so this is your tactic of digging in this woman's business. You know what I'm saying? Posting up that woman's son. Putting all your abomination of desolation imaginations into that case and your theories and things like that. Using your privilege of being an attorney and an officer of the court to harass the regular people. Harass regular people that are on here. Now, you know what sector that you're in. Oh, I'm not going to do that. But she know what sector. She know what kind of sector that she in. So, rose sector. Y'all call it the Latrice Allen sector. Last I checked, they said that she's supposed to be a comedian, a great comedian. You know, she's supposed to be a comedian or something like that. So it's a comedic sector. Now you got here, you got 74 is funny as hell, putting on mask. Rita is funny as hell. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of great talent over here. Like I said, and like I said, like, and I have my experience in the beef sector. Like Kiki is funny. Kiki is very funny. And if Kiki wanted to be in this space, Kiki don't want to be in these type of spaces. Like she don't really want to be on the internet anymore like that. But Kiki is one of the best of like roasting. She did it in the street sector and in the, you know, beef sector. She roasted Myjahnee back. Remember that? And but I gotta say, y'all got some real heavy hitters as far as comedic value, showmanship, and like I said, 74. And I don't know, it's like I'm blowing smoke up 74's ass, but you know what I'm saying. But I'm just telling you, I enjoy listening to her. Like she is funny as hell. Rita is funny as hell. You know what I'm saying? And there's even when I start coming around, y'all may know Loretta Brown. She's funny as hell. There's a lot of funny women, and even Ross was funny at some point too. You know what I'm saying? Forgive me for if I, you know, if y'all don't want me saying that, but she was. All right. So y'all really have some high impact people over here, and Myjahnee, she can't keep up, so she just reverted to being a doxer, a nasty, diabolical doxer, and now she's trying to adopt the strike game. You know what I'm saying? So she's proud of the strike game that Octavius, Big Daddy Prime, you know what I'm saying, educated her on, and I didn't even give her the full game. So like what it is, Myjahnee, right? What it is, Myjahnee, is that you said yourself, you were so impressed with that counter notification from this Harvard professor of Negroology, Octavius Prime, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Taught at the University of Hard Knocks and Street Gang. You know what I mean? You were so impressed with the counter notification from me and the robot that you said that you want to incorporate that counter notification into your response to YouTube to get the video back up. And meanwhile, if you put the video back up, we got answers for that. We got a whole nother answer. I want you to feel comfortable. Okay? But you might wake up 3 a.m. and you got about 2 or 3 community guideline strikes. And you might get that white stream on your thing. It's gonna be a whole white stream right there, right? When your channel get terminated, and you can't click to the left, you can't click to the right. They're gonna say your channel has been terminated. You know what I'm saying? But basically, you putting the community at risk. They're gonna basically make you like, hey, you're a nuisance. You don't put the community at risk and everything. Y'all hold on a second. Grab some water real quick. My mouth getting dry. Hold on. But yeah, they're gonna say that you are a menace to the community. That white stream, you can't click on nothing. You can't write them people. They're gonna give you like one time to do an appeal. You know what I'm saying? And you can't send no letters or nothing to them. You can't send no letters to them. Nothing. All right? Yeah, you can't send them no letters. Nothing. All right? Now this, like I said, this strike right here, that's from a whole nother, that's dealing with a whole nother group of clowns. But sometimes you got to go ahead and lay it down. You know what I'm saying? You got to lay that, you know, got sometimes like what Cameron said in, what's that movie? You know, had to lay down the Erder game, let niggas know we ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? The Erder game. No one's being Erdered. But sometimes we got to go ahead and lay people down. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down virtually. And go ahead, hey, you go in there and log in and you get that termination. What y'all don't see on my channel is taking people's face, manipulating people's face, and putting it on my shit. So the worst thing out here to be drugged through the mud by your own mammy. I mean, man, I didn't really hear the whole thing, But I heard something about like some monostat, something like that. It was like, you know what I'm saying, being a hoarder. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if she was talking about, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not clear about it. But they were saying that Myjahnee had both. I don't know if the lady, I'm not sure, but I don't know if the lady they're saying like Myjahnee was having pads, used pads and old bowls under the bed of my ramen noodles and shit that are crystallized. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what, you know what I'm saying, like she's living like a hoarder or something like that. You know, I don't know. But it was like a, you know, when they said, you know, Myjahnee got read, like, you know, if she got read down like mama did. You know what I mean? You know how your mama tell you some shit? Like, you know how your mama, when she's sitting here in front of you and shit, you like, no matter how old you is, and she go ahead and start like reading your ass down, and you know you can't move to the left, you can't move to the right, so that's your mama talking shit about you. She seen your ass when you was like a baby. She pulled you out of her, they pulled you out of her vagina, okay? So your mama read you down. You know what I'm saying? Read you for the facts of your motherfucking life. You know what I'm saying? And I was half asleep when I heard it. You know, it was early in the morning, but I was busy. So I've been like doing some construction stuff. But I don't know if I was busy or what, but I couldn't really hear everything because when I went to go back, the video was gone. Rita had took the video down. And I think at the end she said she's going to do that. So, but be careful. So what she's trying to do is find that video, and she's trying to strike Rita in the middle of the live to get her down for 7 days. Okay? That's the game that you're trying to do with the mama talking. Okay? So just be careful about that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. There was something about like something about she I guess she's like a hoarder, and she got you know what I'm saying? Got takeout boxes, Chinese food boxes, you know what I'm saying, next to the bed. You know what I'm saying? Pizza boxes. You know what I mean? That's why she ain't turned that camera around no more. You know what I'm saying? She done expand it and shit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They ain't accusing her of being old Zippy like they doing me. You know what I mean? And so, you know, it was a harsh drag that her mama put on her ass. You know what I'm saying? And I was feeling shame for her. You know? I was feeling shame for her. You know, I was like, and that's part of some part of that trauma. You know what I'm saying? Probably, it seemed like it's some kind of like something a little off there with her. You know? I know she's going to be able to dragging me and shit like that. She can do whatever she want to do. You know what I mean? She going to call us her dragging me, talk about my girlfriend, all that shit. You know what I mean? But I ain't worried. You know, I'm just waiting on my big sister to go live whenever she can. You know what I'm saying? And I'll handle all the paperwork. And I'll give y'all some paperwork updates and things like that. I don't want to come out here really drag you. Y'all know I can go out here and do the comedic roast to oblivion. But the girl is soft. You know what I'm saying? Because if I do that, she going to be this. I'm right here standing in front of the police station. You know, I'm in front of the police station. Okay? You know, that prime. You know, prime. Let me come off camera real quick. I'm going to do the voice. I'm right here in front of the police station. I'm being attacked by this man online that's 6'4" that's living in a whole nother state on the opposite side of the country. And I'm threatened by him. Okay? Now he's over there talking about all kind of things, but it comes down to my family that my own mother published. My own mother hit the like button and published these horrible statements about me. Now, if I want to dig into 74's situation and dig into her life as retaliation because of the fact I'm in a comedy sector and I get my ass roasted and cooked every day, okay? Getting roasted and cooked every day, and then I got this man that floats around all these different sectors, calling himself the emperor. Like, you need to get a job, sir. You need to find you need to do something else with your life. Okay, you need to do something else with your life instead of worried about mine and how I dig into everybody else's life. Now, I'm attacked, and I'm calling the West Palm Beach Police Department. He is practicing law, but he admitted on that live stream that he's committed all kind of federal crimes, state crimes in the state of Florida. And I'm calling the police. Like he said that he was practicing law in December, and I recorded it. And they're going to come there and they're going to take him away and put him in jail for practicing law without a license, trying to be a lawyer. Sir, you never went to law school to become a lawyer. You never come to law school to become a lawyer. Now, whatever my mom said, and I need you guys to go ahead and find that clip. So when next time Rita goes live and play it, I'll be laying in the clouds because I watch everything concerning me because I'm that kind of bitch. I would listen. I would go. Oh my God, he called me a bitch. You know, I'll be in the clouds and I'll be watching, and I'm gonna catch her. I'm gonna have that copyright ready and locked and loaded to lay her ass flat. Like Octavius said, lay him down. I'm gonna lay her ass down. Okay, Octavius is my hero, my great educator when it comes down to these copyright issues. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna use his copyright form because I was so impressed that him and his robot put it together, and it got my case thrown out of the CCB because I just had to drop it because I couldn't explain anything in court because Octavius and his robot in 74 just did a motion to just fuck me all the way up. I couldn't get it moving. Okay? Oh, man. Boy. No, so using those big words. Oh, I should have used some big words in there. Yeah, y'all still laughing at that, huh? Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button for me, man. Hit that like button for me. All right. Yeah, she being attacked by the robot, Octavius and his robot. That she cried in court because a colleague at the public defender's office called her a B. Oh my God. Myjahnee, I apologize for calling you that. That was all done in command to bash her. Okay. I was pretending to be you. Okay. Pretending to be you. So don't be like, oh, he called me. He's bringing this man to the sector. Hold up. Matter of fact, we do this. We do this. We get it. Go ahead and get an image real quick, y'all. Hopefully I still have it. Thank I do. It's an old thumbnail I made. No, I don't have it. Let me see. But she going like, yeah, I'm being attacked. Being attacked, everyone. And you know, like how they always weaponize it. It's like you deal with these type of people online, especially so-called professional people. They always gonna go to the role of victim early. Okay. Now she was just over there bullying 74. You know what I'm saying? The best way she thought she knew how. You know, putting out issues. You know, people go through all kind of issues. You know, from my standards, she lost a brother. You know what I mean? That's unfortunate. You know what I mean? But she's over there being nasty, being a heathen, acting like a whole chicken head. You know what I'm saying? Bothering that lady and her family. And then want to come out and be victims up there calling the police every 5 seconds. Oh, I can't find the image. I can't find it. So we ain't gonna go for it. Yeah. Over there bothering people. Yeah, over there bothering people and stuff. So yeah, she's gonna be over there. Yeah, like even how she even called the police and stuff. So like, I started looking over there, and I started looking in, because 74 been down, she ain't been able to go live, so I wasn't able to really keep up with everything that was going on. So I'll be going out my way to watch Myjahnee like that. But just so happened I did see, and yeah, she was bragging about the police, and then this whole police thing. She's proud that she's sending the police. She bragged in her live today, and I was like surprised. I was like, I downloaded it, and I'm gonna send it to 74 in the cloud because we gotta keep record that she's up there basically happy that she's weaponizing the police for her her petty vendettas on YouTube. Okay. Come on, you're the one going to the door every 5 minutes and the police are there. You're the one going. You're the one who have to deal with all this stuff. Your business is all out here, and you have to go to the door every 5 minutes, and you have to answer the door for the police. And it's like, lady, you pressuring the police got other things to do besides you being in your feelings for getting roasted. You know what I'm saying? They done took down your little touch hog that you had harassing people. So 74 got that victory over, you know what I'm saying, that weirdo she had to go, you know what I'm saying, that touch hog that went to court with her. All right. But it didn't show up to court. All right. So I guess this was your revenge to kind of like dig in her life while she can't respond on her channel, and she gotta be careful about the words that she says, shit like that. Because right now you in the strike game, you looking for any angle to take her up out of here and shit. Yeah, she's pathetic. Yeah, harassed the fuck out of Fort Collins police. They asking for a restraint. They asked for a restraining order against her crazy minstrel self. Wow. So yeah, let me take this privacy complaint down. There's no need for it anymore. Guys, if you're feeling entertained, you know what I'm saying, you want to give a donation, super chat, cash app, everything's accepted. You know, if you're enjoying the show. Let me go ahead and make sure. Okay, okay. Yeah, so she been up there calling the police, sending the police to 74's home, doing all this little petty stuff. And this is just nothing but gaslighting. So in the end, when 74 say something, it's like catching you on some aha moment type shit. Thank you so much, Deanna Dixon, for the gift. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right. So she's over there like, someone please call 911. Tell them I just got roasted. And, you know, she's over there like she's in her feelings about getting roasted. She's in the feelings about Judge Fifi out here looking sad, losing that court case. You know, and she's a whole licensed attorney. You know what I'm saying? And she's in her. I just really feel like the young lady is in a depression. I really do. I really think that she's in depression. And at one point, she was turning her camera around. She don't mind having her profile picture as her face. You know what I'm saying? But right now, she's over there looking like Mr. Claw from Inspector Gadget and shit. You know what I'm saying? Everything's from a first point video game point of view, where the camera is reversed from like your eyeballs looking out. Okay? We ain't never seen nothing where that camera's reflecting. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what the mystery person, the troll, Myjahnee look like anymore. Okay? We don't know if somebody did something to her with acid. You know what I'm saying? Or she done got disfigured or something like that. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what done happened to her. We don't know if she done blew up and expanded. You know what I'm saying? And stretched all over the place. We did see her. Remember when she was going upstairs with them Crocs on? Okay? Running up them stairs. You know what I'm saying? On 2 flights of stairs like 3 times. Breathing hard as hell. Huffing and puffing. All right? So we do remember that. Right? We remember seeing the Crocs. You know what I'm saying? Hitting the stairs. That's when I first started seeing her. She was in the Crocs. Running up and down them damn stairs and stuff. And yeah, guys. Yeah, I put it in my steps today. You know what I'm saying? And she's probably sitting her little ass down and eating some goddamn marshmallows. Sprinkling marshmallows and whipped cream on her salads and shit. And then wondering why ain't nothing happened. Okay? So the lady, I just think the lady need a hug. I mean, it was just, I've been watching Myjahnee just been so mean and nasty. You know what I mean? I be expecting more from my black professionals and stuff like that. I mean, I could have laid you down with all them false allegations and that slander that you was doing late last year when it came. Thank you, Tara, for the gift. Thank you so much. All right. I could have laid your ass down last year, virtually, as far as your career go, with the when it came down to you threatening to call the police on me, saying I was a fake attorney. It was a whole bunch of shit. Oh, and that, yeah, I was committing fraud. Remember that too. I was committing fraud. It came out and just slandered shit out my name. Unfounded evidence. Thank you so much, Tartar ABC, for the gift again. Thank y'all so much for the love. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, y'all. So yeah, I was like, no, I could have. Like the thing is, I could write the letter, and I know that I will research it so well if I did it to get her disbarred. But I just don't. I want to see these people live, just like that doctor that's out there got the $300,000 from grant money. Okay, like it's obvious. If y'all go back to the last video, if you know about 501c3, it's obvious something is off. Okay, with that situation, right? And it's obvious somebody like me, I'm troubled with the knowledge. Okay, I'm troubled. Okay, because I actually know if I push the gas on it, this is not going to end well for that lady that got that 501c3 organization, another black professional that's fucking with me, right? I know me. I probably have a form of that Elon Musk autism myself or whatever it is. But when I actually focus, y'all know I can learn a field in like a week, 2 weeks. You give me 2 weeks of something I like to research, I would damn near have a doctorate degree of understanding in 2 weeks. You know, I immerse myself in whatever it is. So I started looking at the 501c3, the taxes and things like that. And I was like, yeah, this is some fucked up shit. And some of these people that are just so wide open that you can get them out of the way, or you can really harm them, you still feel like I want to just see them do good, like, because you're not a hater. Okay, I'm not a hater. All right, I'm really not a hater. I don't want to see Myjahnee take it down, but Myjahnee is doing shit to fuck with people and using the powers of an attorney to do so. Okay, you have nothing to do with that case. The case ain't even been to court. All right. Now, I remember going, like, it's just my experience. You can maybe go live and educate people. Okay. But in my experience, a lot of attorneys, they will not speak on a case, especially if it ain't even been adjudicated yet or anything. You don't know if that man's innocent or guilty. You don't know. Okay. You don't know what done happened. You don't know what the situation is. You don't know what you may see a police report. He could come out innocent, or what, it could be a misunderstanding. You don't know. So, but you as a licensed attorney offering your opinions on it and skewing it, and also by this victim, this victim at this point, that is what you would call like this victim in the situation who is 74. That you're showing off the paperwork online, you have her name there. You have identifiers there. You have the case number posted. You have the person that committed the crime name posted. Okay? Even if it's the first name, all that information is put out there. What's going on, Annie? All of that information is out there, and you are weaponizing that information, and you understand it as an officer of court to harass people. And you really do not deserve, if that's the kind of behavior that if that's the kind of thing that you're gonna do to harm other black people, then we really don't see no use for you even having your attorney license. And the thing is, I want to be proud of you being a black professional. Like I want to be proud of the doctor, you know what I'm saying, who is African but black. You know what I'm saying? I want to see that person do well as well. You know, because a lot of times we be having higher expectations of y'all. But when we see like, okay, you're using this position to harm people, okay, or you're using your money to harass people, or you use your influence, your position that's been given you to by the white man, okay? Because we don't see you doing this to white people. We don't see you doing this to white people. We don't see you challenging white people. We don't see you trying to shut them down or do anything like that. We see that you're using this information or your degrees to harm other black people. And I expect you to be better than what you are. All right? And the thing is, it's like I'm reluctant to do what I know I can do, because what you've been doing is because I guarantee if I write the letter, Myjahnee, it ain't gonna be pretty. Like you're not the first attorney that I had like an issue with or fought with in real life and overcame. All right. Like I had a war with an attorney downtown back in like 2013. You know what I'm saying? That worked for the city. You know what I'm saying? And that attorney had to bow down eventually. Because see, one of the most damning things is publications. All right. Now, let's say, for example, I'll just say, put it like this. That attorney that was bothering me and bothering my family and all that shit. What I told him, I said, listen, I'm going to the newspaper and I'm going to take out an article in the Palm Beach Post and I'm going to put your ass on blast with nothing but facts and shit you did. Right? And I'm going to tell you how I'm suffering oppression from an official. Okay? An officer of the court. Okay? And that lady called my lawyer. Hey, I don't want nothing to do with that dude. I don't want nothing to do with him. Right? It's one thing to be on YouTube and there's a little black space, but once you start putting stuff in the newspaper that's factual about how an official, a licensed attorney or a doctor is harassing you, oh, that's career ending. Because it's in the newspaper. Okay? Now you're targeting a victim, and I know you don't like the victim, and I know you want to see her have her downfall or whatever, but your downfall will ensue as well. And I can guarantee you it won't end pretty. All right? Now, 74, my friend, and I consider my friend in real life because I talk to her behind the scenes. I talk to her on the phone every so often. And I built a friendship with her, right? Oh, let me get some water. I built a friendship with her, right? And the thing is, I'm going to preserve my friend at all costs. And I know you said I was a ghetto, whatever. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. But like, listen, me and the robot's paperwork, my paperwork compared to your paperwork when it came to that copyright, you know, eviscerated that whole claim that you had. And you had to go back and, you know what I'm saying, run. You took some time off YouTube from what I heard. You know what I mean? Didn't hear from you for months. And now you're over here acting a fool. Okay? And so, you know, I'm just letting you know I'm back. I'm watching. And I'm going to do content on you from time to time based off of your bullshit. Period. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button for me. I don't know what the likes are looking like. Let me see. We got well over 200 people here. We got over 200 people here. Okay. Y'all hit the like button for me. I don't know what the likes are looking like. All right. My mic is a little too loud. I gotta fix that. All right, I'm gonna make sure I fix the mic next time I go live. But yeah, thank y'all for coming through. Ain't no need for us to be here any longer. Make sure you hit the like button. Let's get me over 200 likes. You know, if you haven't hit the like button. And thank you so much for make sure I give you a shout out. D. Coleman for the $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the support, guys. You know what I'm saying? I can't do nothing but appreciate you ladies. You know what I'm saying? You ladies and gentlemen. And also I saw members of the street sector in the building as well, you know, coming through, and the black sector. Shout out to y'all. Greatly appreciate y'all. And I'll be going live a lot more frequently. And I know I've been saying that, but you know, I'm gonna be watching Myjahnee. I'll be watching Myjahnee. And thank you so much, 74, for the super chat for $10. You know what I'm saying? Y'all make sure y'all run that up. Run it up. And also, if y'all want to send a cash app, if you enjoyed the stream, you know what I'm saying? My moderator, Cassie, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to Cassie. Cassie always come through, you know what I'm saying? Even on the replays. And shout out to Annie. Shout out to Annie. I see you. Patricia Smith, what's going on? And make sure if anybody I didn't recognize. If I didn't recognize you, I just wanted to let you know. Miriam, 4978. Thank you for the super chat for $10. I greatly appreciate it. I greatly appreciate you guys. I really appreciate you guys. Real talk. All right. Thank you so much for y'all support. All right. So, like I said, just my intro back. I'll be over here. You know what I mean? I'll be paying attention. Because I actually, now that all that drama is over with my girlfriend and she good, I'm back over here where I love to be. You know what I'm saying? And I'm keeping up with the live streams. And so I'm not just peeping, I'm watching. I did watch Myjahnee and her response and things like that. And I just couldn't believe that, hey, she really thought that it was over. Like Octavius just abandoned 74. Hell no. You know what I'm saying? But when she come back, she going to be able to roast you freely. And whatever kind of like bullshit you throw out with your paperwork, striking and all that kind of stuff. And also, yeah. Now, you said something about striking to my old representative. I mean, hey, she just roasted you. You sitting there hitting that button all the time. You know what I mean? People remind you of what your mama said. You know, you hit that strike. I'm pretty sure you're striking me right now. Right? Now, I could be over there. I could be turned up. Now, if I go to my backup channel, you know, that I turned the monetization off over there, now I could turn up and I could get whatever. You know what I mean? I got to be careful over here. I got to live a good, clean Christian life over here, you know, because I'm monetized. You know what I'm saying? But it haven't got that dirty yet, right? But if it do, we're going to go take it to the backup channel, and you're going to take it to the trash channel, and we're going to take out the trash over there. You know what I'm saying? I'll be Octavius the trash man over there. All right? But anyway, let me get up out of here, y'all. Thank y'all so much for coming through. Hit the like button, share it out. You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much for everyone that has supported tonight. Your gifts, your cash apps, your and if you do send me a cash app, you can send me your handle, and I'll I'll make sure send me your handle as the message. Just let me know who you are. You know what I'm saying, in the chat, and I found another way to recognize you. You know what I mean? But I don't like to tell people who send the cash apps. You know. But thank y'all so much. Peace.